Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we've got ourselves a new little audio setup. So leave your comments down below. What do you think of this particular setup compared to my last one? Although I should state that my last one was work in progress, so if you're going to compare my voice from what it was to what it is now, don't use the last video, use the video before that. I've been tweaking it, and I think I've finally got the audio settings to where I want them to be, so let me know what you think of this. What I personally believe to be buttery smooth, but I don't know about you guys. But anyway, let's move on to what we're doing today. Best of one standard. So I figured I'd actually start doing a little bit more standard stuff. We've been doing a lot of Brawl recently, and as much as I love Brawl, and I love Brawl, it's 10 out of 10. I kind of think that I don't know, we've neglected standard, and, you know, at the start of standard is usually where you want to be not neglecting it. It's when it gets garbage towards the end that you should start neglecting standard. So we're going to be playing standard, I think, for the next couple of days. I've got a few decks lined up that I really want to showcase to you, but the first one is going to be this one, this right here. This is Laura's deck, a Lurrus Auras deck. So Lurrus the Dream Den is going to be our companion, a 3-mana 3/2 lifelink. I'm sure most of you know what this one does by now. It's basically running rampant in every single format in Magic the Gathering. Its restriction to become a companion says that each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. And during each of your turns, you may cast up to one permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. So essentially, our entire deck is castable. Not entirely, but essentially. The only cards that we can't actually cast with Lurrus in this deck are going to be Call of the Death Dweller and Heartless Act. Just two particular cards that I think really tie the deck together just that little bit. But let's get into what the absolute meat and potatoes of this list is going to be. It's an Auras list, essentially. So similar to a Boggle strategy, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a low-cost creature with some nice stats. So in the case of Alseid, we've got a 1/1 with lifelink for 1. This one can also give protection of the color of our choice as well. So we can use this as a protection spell for other creatures if we want, including Lurrus. We can give Lurrus protection from whatever our opponent's trying to remove it with, and then from there we can use Lurrus's activated ability there to just recast Alseid from the graveyard. So we've got that repeatable protection. We also have that with Kaya's Ghost form as well, a 1 black aura. Says whenever this dies or is put into exile. I think the exile clause is really useful on this one. You get to return that card to the battlefield under your control. So again, like if this gets banishing lighted or something like that, it'll come from underneath the enchantment straight back onto the battlefield, and then Kai's Ghost form can reapply that aura off of Lurrus. But yeah, as far as the things that we want to be attaching our stuff to, we've got Hateful Eidolon, a 1-mana 1/2 lifelink. It says whenever an enchanted creature dies, draw a card for each aura you controlled that was attached to it. So essentially we can go all in on Hateful Eidolon, and as long as it doesn't get exiled or bounced, we're really not going to get punished for like overcommitting to this one creature. So essentially, if we put like 4 All That Glitters on a Hateful Eidolon, we're going to have this really huge lifelinker, and if it dies, then those 4 All That Glitters will draw us 4 cards, and then we can replay Lurrus from the graveyard, and we have the Eidolon, and start reattaching all the enchantments all over again, in addition to having a full grip of cards. So one of the really stupid things about Companion, which I feel like they're going to have to change the rules on this thing. The really stupid thing is that you get to start the game with 8 cards, and your 8th card cannot be interacted with, and that is what Lurrus is. Essentially, it's the 8th card in your hand. So we're already card advantage up on our opponent, so to have something like Hateful Eidolon that basically doesn't stop us getting 2 for 1 and things like that, we basically get 1 for 1, or 1 for 0'd really, depending on how our opponent goes about it. But it's kind of slow tempo, you know, it's that kind of thing. But Hateful Eidolon also works with removal spells as well, specifically the auras. So we've got Deadweight as a 1-mana -2/2, and Maya's Grasp as a 2-mana -3/3. And if we remove a creature using one of these, then the aura that was attached to it, equal to that, will actually draw us cards. So we can like double Deadweight something to draw 2 cards, or we can Maya's Grasp and Deadweight to draw 2 cards, that kind of thing, attaching whatever we want to it and seeing how we get on. So our removal spells can also be card draw spells in that sense, which is really nice. The way that Call of the Death Dweller comes into action as well is just really good at giving us our Boggles back. So 3 mana to return 2 target creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard. to the battlefield. You put a Death Touch counter on one, and then you get to put a Menace counter on the other. We can also return Lurrus with this as well, so if we didn't have like the Kaya's Ghost form or some sort of protection and it ended up dying, Call of the Death Dweller is another way that we can get Lurrus back, and Lurrus can get back other things. So even when we're using our 3 mana just to bring back one creature with Lurrus, we're actually bringing back 2, because Lurrus in himself can actually bring it all back. We've got Starfield Mystic as cost reduction, just to make sure that everything's just that little bit cheaper. So Ephemia is 1 mana, All That Glitters is 1 mana, Angelic Gifts 1 mana, Maya's Grasp 1 mana. The thing with Starfield Mystic specifically, and the reason why we're using it, is because it ends up growing whenever enchantments leave the battlefield. So if we use Maya's Grasp, similar to Eidolon, we're going to get a little bit of that value. So Maya's Grasp, when it goes into the graveyard from killing an opponent's creature, we get a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic. We can also loop Al-Said of Life's Bounty as well, sacking it to give protection to Starfield Mystic, and when it gets sacrificed, that's an enchantment entering the graveyard, so we actually get to pump the Mystic as well. So it's a really good combat trick. Other than that, though, it's 22 lands. We've got 2 Arden Vales, 2 Lochthwains for Godless Shrines, a nice even split in our mana base, which I think is something that we really kind of appreciate. So hopefully we get to do what we want to do. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down on the particular new audio quality down in the comment section below. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on what you think of the new voice. I don't know. I like it. But anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button below the video or check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in against an Obosh deck, which means our opponent's entire deck is odd converted mana costs. Might be a bit of an issue, especially with a hand that contains no creatures, so we're going to throw that one back. And this one's got Gingerbrute, Starfield Mystic, and we got some stuff to stick it on. So I think we're going to keep this one, and we'll dump a land. I'm sure we'll do just fine, right? Gutterbones to lead off with. So I kind of suspect a aristocracy style deck, to be honest. We'll see. We'll lead off with Gingerbrute. And honestly, I think we just use Gingerbrute to block. You swing for 1, we take 2 back. It just doesn't seem like a good trade-off to me. We know that they can only, like, deadweight us here. Serrated Scorpion, okay. And Coldry Familiar. Call of the Death Dweller. That could be useful later. Question is, do we want to lead with Starfield Mystic? Or do we want to go for the auras here? I think it's just Mystic. Just gives us more to block with. Now we've got Gingerbrute on Gutterbones, we've got Mystic on Familiar, that kind of thing. Though if they remove some stuff, that's obviously not going to be too great. Ooh, we get a pass from them. Well, now our only real issue is that we only have 1 white source. But we might be able to live with that. Should we go Sentinel's Eyes on Gingerbrute and see how they want to block? I think that's okay. Suppose we could go All That Glitters on Gingerbrute. That turns it into a 3/3. Yeah, I suppose so. Hunt didn't get their 3rd land drop, which is interesting. So if Gingerbrute dies, Starfield Mystic actually grows a little bit. And it puts some fuel into the graveyard for Lurrus next turn anyway, if we wanted to go with that. So next turn, hopefully we get a Plains, and then we can go Sentinel's Eyes, Sentinel's Eyes. And apparently we win. Not sure if I would have scooped there. They've got like infinite blockers with Cauldron Familiar, but yeah, I guess they've had enough. Fair dues. Okay then, we're in against the Kahira deck. So everyone I think's jumped on the companion bandwagon. Everyone wants 8 cards in their opening hand. Can't see why you would, to be honest. Why would you want to start with 8 cards instead of starting with 7 like a normal person? What a weird situation to be in. Okay, so Fable Passage for our opponent. I'm just going to lead with Godless Shrine for ourselves. So we're a little bit slow here, unfortunately, but we do have quite a strong hand nonetheless. We've got Starfield Mystic as a nice target. We can Maya's Grasp the Kahira at the very least. We know this is going to get some value. And this being a 1-mana spell means we can go Mystic next turn. Gives this cost reduction, and this cost reduction. So we can do some fun stuff with it. Abriel Grazer. So we're playing Teema. Okay. Well, we'll go with Starfield Mystic. I'm curious as to whether or not they've got any Mutate here. I don't know if that means that it's probably a better idea to Maya's Grasp the Grazer, but... Fires of Invention into Ceratops. Well, that is something that we can kill. And it will have haste if we don't kill it. So I think we're just going to do that. Let's do Heartless Act, kill Ceratops. And then I think I might draw a card with Angelic Gift. Swing over the top. Well, it's not exactly swinging over the top, is it? Actually, that kind of changes things. My go. Fascinating. Well, we're just gonna have to take our time now. I've only been 8 seconds, something like that. Opponent's already impatient. We'll go with Starfield Mystic. You see, opponent, I've got options, unlike you. They play Kahira. They hit me for 1. I play Ardenvale. I kill Kahira. Grow my Mystic. And I've got repeatable Maya's Grasps now. Let's go with Angelic Gift for flying. How far we want to go on this Mystic to be determined. I think we can go all in on it, to be honest. I'm not sure really what they could do about this, yeah. It's like, I don't know if they've got much removal, to be honest. And yeah, we've got lots, so I think we're winning that one. Cool. Well, let's go for another one. Okay, we're in, and this is a pretty solid hand, actually. We got turn 1 Alseed into maybe double Sentinel's Eyes. Could drop Euphemia down at any point as well, so we can start making some zombies, or just have a flyer. All of those seem pretty good. And then, obviously, everything can be pulled back with Lurrus later down the line, so if we want to attach auras to Lurrus with Alseid protection, we can absolutely do that. So our opponent started 1 card down, because they didn't pick a companion, so... Already they're on the back foot, as of turn 0. Let's break the egg. Break it! I don't know how far this breaks. Is it? Oh yeah, there it goes. Does it break anymore? I think this is about as far as I've tried to break it. It's singing! Very nice. Do these ones work? These little ones work as well. Very good. So do the house crystals. Scries 1 to the top. Alright, we've got there. Okay, so... Temple of Epiphany suggests to me that I might have to worry about Stomp. So if I went with Alseid doubled with Sentinel's Eyes, I get myself a 3/3 that doesn't get stomped. And I can start gaining a little bit of life that way as well. Next turn I can play Alseid to protect the Alseid from red, which would be nice. Sprite Dragon. Okay. Well, it is going to be a case of who can grow their creature the most, I guess. Well, let's just do... Let's swing for 3. Never in a million years do they block. I think what I do is I go Starfield Mystic, which gives cost reduction to the Ephemia. That means that they kind of have to deal with the Ephemia if they want to get in with their Sprite Dragon. I imagine they're going to try to do that. Pyromancer, actually. Interesting. Alright, well, Alseed. Play a land. We're out of cards. But we're going all in. See how they want to block. We can give protection from red to Ephemia, which grows Starfield Mystic. Gives us something to play off Lurrus next turn, which is options, so... Protection from red. I honestly don't really mind losing anything on board right now. I'm not going to use Ephemia. She's more of a late game card, I think. I'm not even sure if I should have her in here, because a lot of the time I don't find myself actually exiling anything. But I think it's just a really solid enchantment that you can stick things on. It's nice for the Boggle synergy. So honestly, a land here is just completely fine. I'm gonna go after the Ephemia. Interesting. Alright, so enchantment dies, Starfield Mystic grows. Next time we can do Lurrus play, like Alseed, or even Ephemia, actually. We'll have to see. I don't know if they... This pause suggests to me that they didn't really do the math on that Mystic. So, imagine they're going to pass here, because I don't see a 0-4 doing much damage. Okay. I think we go Lurrus, Alseed here. Get that card advantage going. I mean, we are going to lose our Lurrus, no doubt. But that's fine. If we find a Call of the Death Dweller later down the line, that's fine as well. And just get back Lurrus with Menace and Death Touch. All those shenanigans. Yeah, just play Ephemia. It's possible we should wait on the Lurrus until after we've got the LC protection. I don't know, though. Kind of like where we're at. Neutralize the Ephemia. Wowee. Alright, well, Vigilant 3-3 and a 4-4 coming in. So, just block the 3-3. Take 4 down to 7. We've got Ephemia that can eat Ephemia from the graveyard. As long as we've got 1, it doesn't really matter. There's Pyromancer, and if they've got an Opt, they can do some damage here. Yeah, so I guess they'll get rid of Lurrus and Alseed. Or will they go for double Mystic? And go for Lurrus and Alseed. Okay. Grow, my mighty Mystic. Grow. Grow. Yes. Alright, Angelic Gift off the top. Or an Alseed. Okay, we win. Alright, so Alseed. Sack to Mystic, give it protection from red, so it becomes unblockable. They need Unsummon, or they die. Well, they die. Okay. Works for me. This deck seems solid. It really does. So, we are in bronze, of course, but, you know what. Rank's rank, I guess. As long as you're enjoying yourself, it doesn't matter what rank you are. Alright, well, let's go for another game. Oh boy, let's open a pack. Why don't we open a pack? Ikoria. What do we have? Ah, the card that's banned in 19,000 different formats. Alright, cool. Next game. Alrighty then. We're in. I quite like this hand, actually. Opponent's also playing a Lurrus deck, so We're not exactly getting card advantage on our opponent. You know, I haven't seen, like in the 10 games that I've played with this deck, I haven't seen one Hateful Eidolon. Not once. It kind of seems like the linchpin of this deck, but we haven't found it. I guess that speaks well to the deck that the card that I thought would be the most powerful, and pretty sure is still the most powerful, is the one card I've just never seen. Alright, so opponents on the play with their sliver sleeves. Temple of Silencio. Could be a mirror match of sorts. So we're going to lead off with a Swamp and then get in with our Ginger Brute. Could potentially suit up this Brute to make it completely unblockable. Definitely works for Cauldron Familiar decks, yeah, that spend all their time blocking. So, where do we want to go with this? I guess it's Starfield Mystic. Yeah, we'll get in for one. I don't think that they're gonna block here. They'll block and sack, but I don't think they'll block and kill Ginger Brute, so just get them to do it. There's a chance they don't block at all and they just take 1 damage, so I figured it might be worth the attempt. But yeah, this is why Ginger Brute's unblockable is going to be quite useful, because we get to push through that nonsense. Fabled Passage. So best draw for us is a land, specifically a Plains, or a white source anyway. Ew. Well, we got a Swamp. Take what we can get, I suppose. So I think I'm going to go Ephemia. All that glitters unblockable, perhaps? I mean, now we're in this interesting situation where I don't really need to necessarily put everything on Ginger Brute. I might even just use it as like a sack outlet to Lurrus. Yeah, it's just the 1 white that's really screwing us here. It's possible I should skew my planes a little bit more. Who knows? Alright. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, like, stick a Sentinel's Eyes on... Actually, no, we'll do All That Glitters on Ephemia. Which goes up to a 5/4. And we can get in with the Ginger Brute. I'm gonna have to full control here because I forgot to do this pre-combat, which is the only other way of non-full control that it won't screw you. So let's get in for our free 1 point of damage here. And Ephemia does nothing. Witch's Oven does its thing with Cat Combo to pump Le Pride Mate. So my hope is that I can outrace this Pride Mate and outrace the Drain on Cauldron Familiar. Cruel Celebrant doesn't make me too pleased about that. Oh my god, these draws. They are unbelievable. And so is all the swamps in the world. So I could do Sentinel's Eyes, that's +2/+2. Sentinel's Eyes plus Lurrus, I guess. And start sacking Ginger Brute to try and outdo some of this life loss. It's really all in on Ephemia here, I think, though. Let's get Lurrus down, just because it's mana efficient. Getting with our 7/6. Just really wish it had lifelink. The major issue is that unless we get, like, Angelic Gift on Lurrus, lifelink on a creature is just not really plausible because of the Cauldron Familiar sack. Temple of Silencio to the top. What's that thing do? Is it an aristocrat? Sack a creature, each opponent gets drained. Okay. Yeah, it's an enchantment. Not too bad. kitty familiar. Down to 12. Oh, just in time to not really matter all that much. Alright, all the glitters. So 13-12. We have the win next turn. We might as well play Starfield Mystic. I really don't see how not playing it is better than playing it. We get blown out just the same, I think. There's no way they've got board wipes. So they can gain a little bit of life here. We can gain 2 on the Ginger Brew. So they need to go above 13 and for me to not draw anything good. Well, they've got a land. Can they do it? This is a lot of damage. They might actually already have it. Yeah, it's certainly possible to have it. Let's just sack... Oh, it's 3 life, actually. Actually, we'll do it last possible minute, I guess. Lurrus. So this is the moment to do it, I think. So now they can bring back a cat, sack a cat. I have to chump with Mystic. Yeah, I need an aura now. I need an aura. So yeah, let's just block with Starfield Mystic and then hope to God that we can kill our opponent here. Angelic Gift redraws. Puts us up to 13. It's not quite enough, is it? Now it is. Alright, get on in. I'm pretty sure now it is. Cauldron Familiar does its thing. Celebrant does its thing. Go up to 14 here. Yep, up to 14 and take 15. Oof. Pretty good. Alright. I'm quite happy with this deck, actually. This is doing me proud. Very happy with it. Okay, we're in. And it's just so close to a good hand. But it just doesn't have a creature. So in traditional Boggles fashion, gotta hit that mull. This one looks significantly better. We've got Alseid to actually pump our stuff onto. If Alseid ends up dying, we can get it back with Lurrus later down the line. I'm quite happy with this one. I think the answer to what we put to the bottom is going to be this Castle Ardenvale, because I'm going to be leading off with Plains anyway, and then I'm going to want to have Swamp open for Heartless Act, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so Alseid, go. What's our opponent playing? Hello! Ooh, mono red. Alright, we're going to have to traverse this one quite well. I think I'm going to lead off first of all with Angelic Gift. It makes Alseid not that much bigger, but that's not really what we intend to do anyway. We just don't want to put Alseid in a position where we put an aura on it and it dies in response. So we really need to see like an all that glitters and for our opponent to tap out and that kind of thing. Well, they tapped out. but not quite in the way that we'd have liked. Let's do Ginger Brew. Could do Sentinel's Eyes here. Got the Ember Cleave, so this is going to be the Anax Cleave deck. I want to leave Heartless Act for Anax, I guess. I think for now I'm just going to suit up Alseid and just play a tap land here. Swing in. I'll leave Gingerbrute back to block Scorch Spitter. So now they need... I think they've got Bone Crusher Giant in their deck, right? They've certainly got Shocks and things like that, so... they'll have the answer to the Alseid, potentially. But they might want to spend it on the Gingerbrute to stop Scorch Spitter getting killed in action. But from there we've got Lurrus into Alseid. It's possible, though, that we want to set up a situation where turn 5, perhaps, we've got Lurrus plus Alseid plus the Sacrifice to give protection from red. It's going to be really important. We can then start suiting up this lifelink companion as well, and we can really get out of range of a lot of their removal spells. The only thing we'd have to worry about then is Ember Cleave suiting up on an Anax, I guess. But we got the Heartless Act for that. Tough call for them. Opponent decides to do nothing. It's what you like to see from a mono red deck. Alright, well, I'm just going to get in with the Alseid again. It's possible they disconnected. I don't know. But that 2 damage could make all the difference in the world. I just really wish we'd have had another aura to stick on Alseid here that gets out of range of Shocks, Skewer the Critics, Bone Crusher Giants. If we can do that, we win this game. In a nutshell. Well, there's Anax. Anax comes down. Let's see if our opponent wants to lose some creatures to it. Nope. Alright, so we'll kill Anax. Leaves him with 2 1/1s that can't block. Which is not great, but it's fine. Do we want to sack Gingerbrute here, gain some life? Kind of encourages me just to play Lurrus, though, which is kind of risky. I think I can wait on that for now. Another Heartless Act. Okay. That's not too bad. So we'll get in with Alseid. I do wonder about playing Lurrus here. I think I might, honestly. So I'm going to play Lurrus. It gives me a blocker for their 1/1s. If they go after Lurrus, I might actually sack the Alseid to protect it, which gives Lurrus something to do next turn. We even have the Heartless Act if they go for another Anax. This is where they could Ember Cleavers, though, so we've got to keep that in mind. I guess we can Heartless Act the Ember Cleave target. Torch, Courier, Champion. Okay, so Champions are now 2/1 first strikers, and our opponent has decided it's enough. Don't know if I would have, but I guess Mono Red doesn't have time for 5-minute matches, so yeah, let's go for another one, I guess. Okay then, we're in. And the mana base just does not support this hand. It's so close to being good, though. Hateful Eidolon on turn 1, suit it up. If it dies, we get to draw loads of cards. It's just, we do literally nothing if I don't find planes. So I can't take it. This one's pretty good, actually. Turn 1 Alseid. Could suit it up with a Kaya's Ghost form. What do we want to dump here? Is it Lochthwain? I think it might be Lochthwain. 2 lands is all we need. Alright, so Alseid. Pass the turn. Get another plains. So the big worry, I guess, is 3 fairy. coming down soon, so maybe I'll just go with Angelic Gift first. Draw a card. See if we can get a little bit more aggressive. We found another Plains, which is not ideal. Bant. What does this Bant deck want to do? Leafkin Druid, it wants to ramp. Well, I've got Maya's Grasp, and I think I'll probably fire that off, in all honesty. We'll do Maya's Grasps first, because then we can activate it with Lurrus later down the line. So we'll get that in the yard now. On the off chance we want to sack our graveyard away for Ephemia as well, maybe we want to think about that. So there's Deputy. Gonna go after Alcide and gonna go under the Deputy. That's fine. We can get that back with a Heartless Act and also the Maya's Grasp in the graveyard, so that's not too bad. So let's go Lurrus. And then stick a Ghost Form on it so it doesn't eat the same fate as the Alcide. If it goes under another Deputy, it comes straight back under our control. See, it's really like 3 Fairy Bounce that would be annoying at this point. So Lurrus is protected. Got Maya's Grasp on Deputy to protect it any further. Got redraws in our graveyard as well with Angelic Gift. Kinda liking the position we're in, but at the same time, it could all fall flat real quickly if our top decks aren't good enough. Gotta remember our opponent's on 5 cards now as well. They're likely playing rare tribal. So yeah, it looks like they're in a tough spot. They're gonna go Elite Guard Mage, okay. Possibly a Bant Flicker deck, maybe. Call of the Death Dweller. That doesn't do much for us. But we'll go with Maya's Grasp, Deputy of Detention here. And then we'll Angelic Gift. Maybe Lurrus. Yeah, I guess Lurrus. Got the Plains for protection now. Do we take the attack? I don't know if that's necessarily worth the risk. We'll pass the turn. We always have the block and protect, which means we can name white. Oh no, we probably don't want to name white. I'll drop the Angelic Gift off. I guess it's blue. Yeah, you gotta be careful when you give protection to Lurrus. If he's got like a particular color on, well, in this particular case, it's probably worth it to name white and take the gift off. So protection from white. Angelic Gift drops off. But we don't lose Lurrus. So play Swamp. Now's the time to Heartless Act. So let's do that. Kill Cavalier. Well, they've got nothing to get back. We've got the protection with Kaya's Ghost Form, so I guess we'll just take the redraw here. Hope for something nice. Starfield Mystic's not too bad, actually. Gives the cost reduction in our graveyards. Okay. Actually not too bad. Yeah, it looks like a Bant Flicker deck, if I had to guess. Fibblethip, yeah, almost certainly. Might have Garudas at the top. Or Gigans. Very familiar with those Gigans. Alright, just hits us for 2. Well, we probably want to start eating away at their board state, so that if they do draw a Thassa, they've got nothing to do with it. Ooh, we're going to go for a 5-drop. So we're going to get that Cavalier for Lurrus. That works for me. Don't know if that works out the way you want it to. Starfield Mystic triggers twice. Lurrus comes back. Ghost Form goes on Lurrus. And then... Can make a menacing, death-touching, life-linking Alseid, I suppose, but... not sure that's the plan, really. Okay, so the board's building up. We can sack Alseid just to grow the Starfield Mystic, which might be an option. Unsure here. That seemed like a desperate play from them. Just don't know how they deal with Lurrus when it's suited up like this. They've basically only got deputies and cavaliers, in theory. I don't know, though. My deck does run to fairies whenever I run any kind of flicker deck. So a bounce on Lurrus would get rid of Kaya's ghost form, but then you just Lurrus ghost form, so... it's a weird one. Let's see how they want to attack. We've got a double block with Starfield Mystic and the Golem. Sacking Alseid to give protection from white to the Mystic. Which wouldn't be a bad idea. Gonna go for the flickering though. So I'm guessing they're going for Cavalier of Dawn here. Gonna need to kill that. Flicker Risen Reef, okay. I guess they don't want to fill my board full of 3/3s, which makes sense. I'm gonna need a good answer to Cavalier. It's got a counter on it, which means Heartless Act isn't a good thing. Ooh, we got all the glitters. Okay. So, all the glitters, Starfield Mystic. Make it an 8/8. I think we're going to go for Angelic Gift on Mystic as well. Fly over the top. Oh, the dream! The dream, chat! Oh, when math just works out perfectly. You love to see it. You just love... This deck is really good. I thought it'd just be fine. This deck will not lose. It refuses to die. Oh my god. The top decks. So, yeah, I think this Lurrus deck is pretty solid. Not too sold on Ephemia, but honestly, I don't really know what the alternative is at the moment. Everything else, though, seems pretty solid to me. I think we've got the decent amount of removal. Like, we've got the conditional removal and the mostly hard removal. Call of the Death Dweller. Never really got to see too much use out of it, but a 2 of just to get Lurrus back and start that engine up then seems still like a very good idea. I guess you could go down an Ephemia for another Starfield Mystic. I don't know. I really like the enchantment flyer here. I think it's quite useful. You could make an argument for the aura flyer lady. Can't remember its name, to be honest, but I don't know. I don't know if you really need it, to be honest. What's it called? What's it called? I know I'm coming to it quickly. Where are you? Oh, no, not Hushbringer, although that might not be the worst thing in the world. Oh no, it would be the worst thing in the world. No, never mind, it would hate Flydelon. Bad idea. What are you called? Where is your name? There we go, Transcendent Envoy. This thing, you could make an argument for this as a aura cost reducer similar to Starfield Mystic, but I think I like the idea of Ephemia just that little bit more. Being able to exile enchantment cards to make zombies could be useful. Like if we've got excess Ephemias in our graveyard, or an Ephemia in our graveyard, then sure. And we only really need 1 grasp and 1 deadweight, so if we've got it in multiples, then we might as well sack 1 to make a zombie. It's all dependent on the matchup, I think, but just having a flyer is very nice. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's matchup. Let me know what you think about the new audio setup as well. I'm kind of liking it. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's buttery smooth. But yeah, if you enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Other than that though, I'll see you all next time for some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Take care.